Yeah! Yo guys, welcome to a new stream. Nostalgic song, I'm so glad the Oog sounds back. Anyway, I wasn't going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about Schelp versus Roblox. Because if you don't know, Schelp uploaded today. It kind of was like the skivvy toilet thing, I couldn't get to it. Here. Roblox Take a Seat, featuring Chris Henson. Is this a documentary? I think this might be the documentary that they were planning on doing. I even said free, my guy. Daily reminder, Roblox is willing to lose billions of dollars to protect predators. Considering supporting me and my team by becoming a member at Schelp TV. Yeah. I want to become a member of Schelp TV when I'm old enough to. Because I feel like that will let me be able to see. Also, if you're wondering why this is in Japanese, I set my VPN to Japanese. Which you can get your own VPN at hips/www.security.org/coast/ProtonVPN. Did I just seriously read out the link? Proton. It's in the App Store. Let's watch this, shall we? Because this seems like super cool. Hopefully, because I think this is the documentary, even though it is only 20 seconds, even though it is only like 30 minutes long. Hopefully, because it is a documentary, I would imagine, because it's featuring Chris Hansen. Hopefully, my stream doesn't get taken down for watching it. I don't think it will, though. I think it will stay. Like, I don't think Schelp is trying to take people down after Roblox has done to him. I feel like that's not really Schelp's intention. Schelp has been taken down by Roblox. So why would he want to take other people down for actually spreading awareness of his situation? By watching his videos. I don't think he'd take people down for that, so let's just watch it.
We filter all the text and the voice where we monitor for critical harms.
See? That's what I hate. Every single Roblox avatar now is a copy of everyone else's avatar. You're either a bacon, a bean man, one of the red guys, but I feel like the bean men and the red guys are going to they're not going to be here for much longer because the war ends tomorrow. But you're funny, right? I like to call the bean men pedo men. Don't ask why, because I originally did start calling them P men, and then it brought me back to how Roblox was kind of promoting that stuff. Roblox also promotes pedophilia, so pedo men. I'm sure half of the people who have those avatars are kids, though, so. But yeah, everything's a carbon copy on this app nowadays. I say app, but it's also a site. And again, Afro. Powering imagination. I don't really imagine a realistic world full of realistic people. That's not what I imagine. If it's really powering imagination, they should be making it so that you can use your imagination. And who's got the best imagination? Kids. So why are kids having to beg for Robux in order to get anything other than an Afro avatar or a bacon hair?
Image sharing or any of the things that might happen.
Oh, it's an animation! I kind of thought this one might have been like an official Roblox ad that they were playing, but it's actually an animation they made.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox safe. We share this view.
only I can turn 30 minutes into 5 hours. Only I can do that, because this reaction is going to be longer than the others, because I had to watch 2 videos. I at least had to watch 2 videos to get a 1 hour mark. Last time I reacted to Schelp, I watched his Malibu video and then his Schelp video afterwards. This is a whole video that's longer than the both of those combined. That stream was only 10 minutes of footage I had to react to. Compared to this stream, 30. See, I never really watched documentaries as well, but I just thought I'd watch this one because it's about what was my favourite game. I'm too embarrassed to call Roblox my favourite game anymore. It used to be my favourite game before they decided to ban it out. That's how down bad we got, to the point where I'm embarrassed to say it's my favourite game. To the point where Minecraft is now my favourite game. I haven't even played Minecraft in almost a year. How is that my favourite game?
We know that there's members of our
Think about
who
that.
feel strongly.
I've been playing Roblox every single day for most of my life. Or at least most of my teenagehood. I've been playing it since 2019. And Minecraft, I only started playing that since 2020 is the earliest. I've been playing Roblox well before. I've been playing Roblox well before 2020. It was 2019 when I first joined. I kind of actually forgot my first ever Roblox account. My second one, I know that one. I just can't access it anymore, but it is still up.
Too. And you know what? We welcome them.
Obviously, because hackers might try and hack into the account, I'm not going to stay the account because I want it there as some legacy, even if I can't get into it anymore. I mean, guys, if you can tell me a way to get into it, how to get into a Roblox account without anything other than the username, it would really help.
Part of the dialogue about how to keep
I
Roblox
literally
safe.
don't have anything other than the username. Because that was back when I was 10. Yes, I was literally 10. So all I did to make a password and a username was spam random letters and numbers in the keyboard. For the username, it was letters. I think obviously I put numbers in the password because you have to have numbers in the password. And a special character. Why is signing into Roblox so hard? If you get a username, good luck trying to get a password that works. Because they literally just say, like, password too simple, password got too long characters, password too short. You need a special character, you need a number, you need a letter. Let me make my goddamn password! Emojis are not allowed. I don't care! David Bazuki, bro. Why have I paused at the exact time David Bazuki is on my screen? I don't know what to say because I've been seeing some people saying that it wasn't David's fault. Because obviously it is a big corporate company. People responsible for the bans might not even be connected to David Bazuki, but he is the CEO of Roblox. He should say something about that rather than going, vigilante groups are bad for the platform. It's sad because I remember watching RCD live. Wait, no, RDC. Roblox Developer Conference, not Roblox Conference Developer, what? What's on her? Scalp through the hammer, bro. Let's see all these notifications, see if I can get rid of some. Look, I can get to Japan in my VPN. Hooray!
This whole situation is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody go donate to this boy Schlep.
This
Bro,
is
yeah,
probably
donate.
the worst decision this company has ever made.
Hashtag free level.
Within the past forever as well. It's not even, there's not even a doubt. You thought I was gonna say within the past, like, 10 years? No. It's the worst decision they made within the past ever. Getting rid of Oof for 5 years wasn't this bad. Or was it 3? It was either 3 or 5. I think they removed it in 2023, so yeah, wait, no. 2022, so yeah, 3 years. Getting rid of Oof for 3 years wasn't this bad. This company's just a host for weirdos and children to get together. I feel like there should be, like, either a minimum or a maximum age requirement. But at the same time, I can see why Roblox won't do that. Because any maximum age requirement you can do is gonna kick a lot of players off your platform. Any minimum age requirement you can do are gonna kick a lot of other people off the platform. So you can't win. You can't win when you've been when you've been for everyone for this long. You can't win when you've been when you've been made for everyone this long. I hope to God the stream still works. I'm just gonna check if the stream still works, guys. Because if the stream doesn't work, I'm going to crash out. Please tell me you're working. Because the stream doesn't work, I'm going to crash out. Yes, guys. Let's continue watching Schelp.
Probably the worst decision this company has ever made.
Hashtag free Schlep, oh god. Yeah, they actually need Schlep.
I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox, you need to do...
Here's the thing. They do need Schelp. I don't actually feel safe on the platform anymore. I actually do look out for these people now when I go on the platform. Before they banned Schelp, I didn't actually really care, even though I didn't even know about Schelp. I just knew that there was one or two of his videos. Of course I knew about Schelp, but I didn't know him as Schelp, I knew him as Malaboomer. There was a difference. I knew him as Malaboomer. Which is... that's a crazy thing. That Roblox would ban my childhood YouTuber like that. And it wasn't even because he was doing it on on the account I was watching as a child. He was doing it on an all. Yeah, Maliboom is actually his main. A lot of people like to point out that Schelp is his main. He said it multiple times already. He gets paid by Maliboom and not Schelp. Schelp TV is how Schelp pays him. I think he might be monetized on Schelp, on the channel itself, but yeah, this channel, but I don't think he gets that much.
Something.
There's got to be something done. Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man.
Yeah, and he said like a pro choreographer. Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I've sent countless reports to this company, bro. David Bazuki, you may be a CEO. Guess what? I'm also a CEO. What happens when PO Studios overtop your company, Roblox? What happens if you start losing money as you are, and then you end up having less money than PO Studios, a company that barely even has any money? I'm the one running PO Studios, by the way. I'm 15. 16 in October, but yeah, that begs the point. That says something, bruh. That says something, David. Your company is losing money while mine isn't. Your company's losing money really fast. While other companies, other smaller companies, are actually gaining it. So maybe it's time to not trust billionaires as much, because billionaires, they make companies, but they don't really think about the long run. They think about like the first 20 years or so. But after that, it's gonna fail. Like, for example, Tesla. Elon thought about the first 20 years of Tesla. But he never really thought past that. Which is why he started resorting to rage bait. Same with David Baszucki. This whole situation may just be rage bait, and one day, Roblox just unbans Schelp when it all dies down. Think about that. I don't know why a company would go this far for rage bait purposes, but I've seen it happen. I mean, look at Bella the Wolf, she's not a billionaire as such, but she actually threatened people. So there you go. She threatened a kid. She was probably a kid herself, but she threatened someone when they had the highest pitched voice I have ever heard. Now they got a low deep voice. Remember Miles, or whatever his name was? I think it was Miles with the Bella Wolf situation. Shit. Sorry about that, my family again stopping me from doing my job. As I was saying though, this company is very... never listens to us. It always does stuff that we do not want them to do. Or shoot. Like the events. I have never played a single Roblox event apart from Hunt First Edition. You know why? Because the officially hosted Roblox events they do, they are not fun. They are not fun whatsoever. They're just money hoes. Cash cows, if you will.
I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to
Real.
prevent predators from getting caught?
Real.
Roblox has just lost $12 billion in market value following their response to their cease and desist letter against me. Just for context, I'm someone who's gotten 6 predators within their community arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to its child safety crisis. Instead of addressing the real issues, Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is safe, when it absolutely is not. People are just...
I mean, that's one of the people Schelp got arrested,
seeing
guys.
through this. And that's why a huge movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse problem, and the Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit against the company.
I love how this is a documentary and he just ends up putting meme sounds in. Okay, why would he censor the word child abuse? Like, the word child, for example. You don't need to censor child abuse, because that's not really censorship worthy.
And I quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue,
maybe abuse, but why child?
And profits over child safety. The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed,
How many petitions does it take to change a light bulb? Is it one?
The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my video, like for instance bathroom simulators. Mind you, the community has been calling out these games for years now, but still, even after everything,
I love it. I just love the fact that we've been calling up bathroom simulators. One of the first games I ever saw get recommended to me on Roblox was Bathroom Simulator. That was one of the first games that I ever had recommended to me on Roblox. public bathroom simulator. As a kid, I clicked on it and I was traumatized.
Instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox...
Yeah. I literally reported it after that was one of the first things I reported, public bathroom simulator. I also went on to report other games like Adopt Me and Meat City because everyone reported those games. Gambling stuff. Weirdos making parties on there so people can, so they can do explicit things. And now Roblox they already quadrupled down, and then they decided to fit tuple down. That's what I call it. Because is there actually a word? Is there actually a word for going that? Is there actually a word for going that far down? Fifth tuple down. Roblox fifth tuple down, and added those UGC emotes, which I swear to God, bruh. Leave me alone. Why are you attacking me, ads? Yeah, they added UGC emotes. We all know that was a bad idea because people were going to start making sexual content. Like, I literally saw an emote where it was a no-leg push-up and you could seriously tell what was going on, bruh. Like, they didn't just lift up their legs, they opened them. Imagine a boy avatar standing behind a girl avatar doing that emote. You just successfully created a Reddit-worthy video.
But still, even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them.
That's what I mean. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, because now children can't access them. Actually, I kind of support that. Because it's not like the game should be banned. Even though things happen. Yeah, sure, if people want to do that stuff, go ahead. But if people want to do that stuff, go ahead, I don't really care. I couldn't give it to flying creep craps. Nah. As long as the games are 18 plus and children can't see them, like, that's not the thing I'm worried about. The thing I worry about is the fact that children can lie. And unlike other platforms which have been heavily restricted by many governments over the years, for example, the UK brought in the Online Safety Act. Suddenly I couldn't get on any Reddit posts without a VPN. Suddenly I couldn't get on parts of my Discord server without a VPN because there is a chat area on my Discord server made to keep kids away from that stuff. Like, there's an area on my Discord server where people can post that stuff. People can swear, people can do whatever they want. But kids can't get in, thank God. But I wasn't able to access that, even though my account was signed in as over 18, because I needed to access that. Then you have Roblox coming along, being able to ignore the Online Safety Act. Being able to ignore Australia's rules, being able to ignore the US's rules. How does Roblox get away with it? It's one of the only apps who has gotten away with it without a fine of 10% of their world currency, because obviously they're not based in the UK. So the UK should be fining them 10% of their global economics for having these types of things just available for children.
Also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games.
Exactly. Public bathroom simulator. XYZ. That sounds like something very explicit. I'm just gonna call it Xylophone Yogurt Zoo. I actually don't know what that means. Is that like the name of the creator or something? Or is that generally something to do with... Wait, hold on. Actually, I've heard of it. It's something to do with condo games. You know, the games on Roblox, which They're not exactly kid-friendly, but kids are basically allowed to play anyway.
They've knowingly hosted for years. Games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted, groomed, and worse.
Yeah, of course it's the Minecraft sound, bruh. Because we can't have the word groomed on here either. Even though, technically, that was originally just a word for pets. You go to the vets. They'd be like, oh, this pet has too long hair. Time to like cut it and stuff. They call that grooming. Pet grooming. This is how damn bad we are now in society. To the point where the word groom doesn't even mean pet grooming anymore. It means using children for explicit stuff.
Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was more than an act of war. It was more than an act of war. You started nuclear. We have now entered the apocalyptic realm. We have literally entered the apocalyptic realm this year. 2025. I can't. I want to call it one of the best years we've had post-COVID, but I just can't. Because it still has to go to 2024 before all these wars happened. We have online wars, we have real life wars, we have wars between creators and their literal bosses. David Baszucki. Most of us creators would have considered him a boss. He is the CEO of the platform we were using to make our content and profit off. So technically he was our boss. If you were a Roblox YouTuber like me, or if you still are a Roblox YouTuber, but now none of us look at him as a boss anymore, but rather a rival. As a matter of fact, I've been trying to cut down on the amount of Roblox content I make.
Really, yeah.
Since I don't want to pay this site that literally don't seem to care about anyone else other than themselves.
After these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community.
Yeah, that video was just almost an hour of some billionaires who didn't even know shit about the real world talking about the real world. It was horrible. I sat through that and persevered. It was actually... I didn't really sit through the whole thing, I watched a few minutes. But those first few minutes, I had to persevere and watch those. It was awful. I'm like literally the only CEO who seems to care about the world and the people in it, because I literally live in that life. I've grown up in the real world. I'm not one of these corporate billionaires who've been blinded by wealth since the day they were born. That's why I'm the best CEO. PL Studio's the best company. Yeah. This glazing is insane.
On Twitter twice.
I love to glaze myself.
David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox, Matt Kaufman, the Chief Safety Officer.
Yeah, Matt Kaufman. He's the one who's actually under the fire, according to a lot of people. Because David Baszucki's like, yeah, the CEO. But Matt Kaufman, everyone hates him because he was literally in charge of this. Yeah, sure. We can excuse David. He's not in charge of the safety of Roblox. But I'm sorry. Matt Kaufman, or whatever his name is, I forgot. How did I forget already? Yeah, this guy right here, Chief Safety Officer of Roblox. This egg right here. I don't really care about the doors update. But yeah, this guy, he should have done more.
Officer of Roblox, and Eliza Jacobs, the Senior Director of Product Policy.
See, here's the thing. David and Eliza don't really have very much to do with the safety of Roblox, as much as the Chief Officer of Safety. The Chief Safety Officer. David and Eliza don't have as much to do with this as Matt. Sorry, Matt. But yeah. Honestly, she's like the worst one, because she just... Who even knew about her before this? I bet you anybody, nobody knew about her, because everyone's looking at Matt and David. And then she steps along and says, oh yeah, I'm also one of the big three of Roblox. No, you're not. Nobody knew about you. Who are you?
Policy did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo.
Yeah, exactly. Corporate jumbo. Not realistic at all.
They go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante policy. Before I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy that they just created.
Because you're the most popular one to be a vigilante. That's what I'm going to say to that. You're the most popular one to be a vigilante. Because obviously everyone else, like Ruben Simmons stuff, like Ruben, for example, he had already faced his treatment years ago and just stopped the video hatching thing. All these other smaller groups nobody cares about. Schelp was the only big one who was influencing this, so that's why they targeted Schelp specifically. Also, these defo have to be like animations, unless they're like old clips of him being in game. They defo have to be like models, because I feel like he does use models for most of his videos. He don't actually use an actual, like, he didn't actually go to a Roblox game, take a clip, and just copy and paste it into the video when he's doing these talking segments. He's definitely just animating that.
Even my team was moderated or given any legal letter.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
begged for a...
Exactly. When you're the only one getting a legal letter and the rest of your team getting nothing, they're going to still think the channel's active, and they're going to start asking you for information that you found, even though you've not found any information, because the accounts are no longer active.
And even offer to keep much of my work private to help, and I'm
only I can turn 3 minutes into 30 minutes.
No way obligated to do that, but instead they went straight.
I've only gone for 3 minutes of this, and I've already got 30 minutes worth of content.
After me, moderating my accounts and sending me cease and desist before I can even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing: I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with.
Well, to be fair, he's not a vigilante. But I've been just calling him a vigilante because that's what Roblox has been referring to him. But a vigilante says over here, why don't we have a look? A member of a self-appointed group. Hold on. A member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake the law who undertake the law enforcement in their own community without any legal authority to. Typically because the legal agencies are through to being, I can't read that word, injugated or whatever that
law enforcement, which is why we have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake, if they're
exactly, that's the thing. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. They work with police. That's not a vigilante now, is it? That's not taking the law into your own hands. It's not like he's arresting them himself. He is calling the police on them and making them say everything to the police. And again, Roblox also still has the argument of, oh, but he was speaking sexually to them, which is entrapment. But at the same time, he didn't. So I want to see. I want to see the part with Chris Henson.
Responding to the outrage.
Because Chris Henson is the girl. Not saying Schelp's the girl, but I want to see the part where Chris Henson absolutely goes to Roblox.
Which is about me and Ness.
These ads are not helping me.
Customers most loved.
Toleration. I told you, only I'm going to turn half an hour into 5 hours. I literally said that from the start. Right.
It's about me, and Ness is what they had to say about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes started out as a good thing.
Both inside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all...
Well, that's like a load of, like... They do... That does not sound like he does not sound like he believes what he's saying. Well, yes, there are vigilantes. Or people who are not vigilantes who do catch these people for the law, but then they give the information to the law. It's kind of confusing because you got vigilantes on one end who don't really care and think they're the main characters, and you got Schelp and all these, and Ruben Sim and all these people on the other who actually did send all the info to the law and Roblox. I've been given information by people who know Schelp about how it works. He gives it to Roblox.
all want to keep Roblox safe. And you know what? We welcome them and part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started...
David looks like he couldn't care less. And so does Elisa over here. They're just here because they're also on the line. Even though nobody knows who the hell this Elisa girl is. Also, why are they doing this as a Zoom meeting? You know how much...
Do you know what a Do you know what a...
Let me, bruh.
Groups that started off in a really good place.
They're probably all in the same area. I think they're all in the same building, so why would they have to do this as a Zoom meeting? This could have been them sitting down at a table instead of being lazy and not getting off their kayaks.
By saying,
let's be kid friendly, guys. These guys were bleeping on the words, so why don't we bleep the words? I'm
like,
joking.
hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better.
I don't care. I'm not even a kid friendly channel, even though half my audience is kids. Kids nowadays are too mature anyway, so I wouldn't really care less.
And you know, we paid really careful attention.
This statement is just laughably hilarious. If Roblox...
Actually, yeah. I am kind of laughing at that. I hate that guy. If I already hate David, I hate Matt to the point where I wouldn't even care if he died. I feel some remorse for David if David got, like, killed. I'd be like, yeah. I feel a bit bad because, yeah. But Matt, it's a completely different story. Matt's the chief safety officer of the app and the site and everything about Roblox. He's been on RDC. I keep calling it RCD. What is that? Roblox Construction Devs.
Really paying attention. Then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own shooting case?
I remember that. No, I don't remember that. as in like I was, as in like that was like made as soon as it happened. But I remember him talking about. I remember him saying. I remember Burr saying that he was abused as a child.
What do you...
Kind of sad, because I know people who've been through similar situations, and I've also been through similar situations. Let's think about that. It's all the YouTubers. Every single YouTuber goes through a bad childhood. It's why they end up becoming YouTubers. If I see a YouTuber who didn't go through a bad childhood, then they're not a proper YouTuber, are they?
You do that?
They're not a proper YouTuber.
Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years.
If they didn't grow up poor, then they are not real. But for example, Mr. Beast grew up poor. He's now the richest YouTuber in the world.
Years afterwards, until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform? And I'm gonna actually bring up...
Exactly. Creekcraft left, Steak left. Everyone's leaving. I don't really care, because they're shutting down the Star program anyway in a few years, I would imagine, but Roblox should, because they're losing all their advertisers. These guys were advertising your platform for free.
Something later in this interview to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox.
Oh, nah. This is the second game I've reported on Roblox. The first one was Public Bathroom. This was the second. This was the second one that I spam reported, bro. Meep City. I don't care if you're a little kid who likes this game, or if you're a pedo who likes this game because there's little kids who like this game. I don't care. This game will get banned. Bro.
Pre-crap. Exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform. And I'm gonna actually bring up something later in this interview to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Creecraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers.
Let me guess, he's gonna say has reported it.
Joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed.
Well, yeah. But as reported, it would also work as well. But yeah, this is literally true though. He said this in his video. He had the uncensored version on Twitter. I'm not gonna play that. I don't have Twitter anyway. Who calls it X? No, not me.
To not safe for work content. The community has been
within 3 seconds. It's ever since I removed the party feature. I don't care what you guys thought about the party feature. At least it was in a private area. Now you just go to the spawn point and people are doing weird things. I'm scared to even join that game when I'm on YouTube, because YouTube moderation is actually legit. They ban you for a lot of things on here. I'm grateful that YouTube do that. In fact, on my other 2 channels, I pushed YouTube that much to the point where they did ban me, and it was like, deserved. Although the reasons were actually fake. Like my first one, they said I was a weirdo, a creep, a pervert, if you will. And on the second one, they said I was promoting SH, which I'm not actually allowed to say apparently. Because even if I do say the actual thing, I get banned. I'm kinda, even though the reasons were just bogus, YouTube did ban me, and the stuff they connected to it was valid. Because I did push the platform a bit too far back in 2023 and 2024. Now in 2025, third time's a charm, I was monetized. Without having to do anything, I just sat back after putting my phone number in, and I watched all the views come in. I did a few videos, and that was it. That's what happens when you don't push your platform to ban you guys. Who knew?
Complaining about this game for almost a decade now. But Roblox...
But a decade. Are we seriously gonna get past the fact that we've been complaining about this since I was 5? 5? We've been complaining about this game since I was 5. Fine boom sound fills the room. I don't know if you know, but I'm 15 now. I was 5 10 years ago. Almost 11 years ago now, because I'm 16 in October. How is this allowed?
Has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Baszucki mentions this.
I've even seen Meat City on advertisements. Because Roblox have been putting a lot of ads out lately. I saw one about Meat City. Meat City. The official Roblox literally partnered with Meat City to make an official ad dedicated to Meat City that went live on YouTube and every other platform, promoting Meat City on Roblox. You just know any new kids who went onto Roblox to search up Meat City were traumatized for life. Bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about Microsoft and how apparently...
This is a completely different topic, bruh. What are you doing, YouTube? Are you recommending me notifications about
pour the amber nectar into an old jam jar and just call it...
Groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying, like, hey, they're...
Creators leaving your...
Take it down. I'd say...
game by name, and here's their philosophy.
Look, this guy here, bruh. Because David Baszucki's the CEO. He has to pass a lot of things. Why on earth did he pass an advertisement for Meat City instead of banning? David, I can't look at you the same way again. Please get off my screen.
I can see some of our
Please get off my screen. I didn't mean come back in a different shirt and try and act like someone else. In this one, he was actually wearing glasses.
Roblox has still
naming
to leave this game up in platform.
Hold on, he
CEO
wasn't
David Baszucki
he
mentions
was wearing glasses in that one.
examples could be Meep City, for example.
Wait, what? Hold on. I need to see what he said
I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and just say take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. T-share.
He's gonna say how I've worked with the creators. They ban the people. We don't need to get involved because he's made advertisements. He can't ignore that. He's made advertisements about Meat City.
Why, should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is this a crazy math problem?
Yeah, like, this is not crazy maths games. Even though Crazy Maths Games wasn't actually maths games. This is not a game. Well, no, this is not like a problem that is hard to solve. It's quite easy to solve. For $1 billion corporation, like not even a multi-billion dollar corporation, it's a multi-tens of billion dollar corporation. Now it goes so far that soon it's going to be a $100 billion corporation. Because even though they're losing billions fast, they're gaining billions. They're gaining billions from people going on the platform, making games about freeing schelp. So even though they lose billions, they actually do make more still than they're losing. And they're already at the $80 billion mark, so why would they stop at 80 billion? Why wouldn't they go for the 100 billion, which is only 20 billion away? And for a company like that, that's chump change. They could spend quite a bit of money and still be left over with over 70 billion. They could spend 10 billion moderating the platform and still have 70 billion left. And they would probably regain about 30 billion from that, pushing them over the 100 billion mark. So why on earth are they not doing that? They can spend money and then they'll get more back. It's so annoying.
This is so simple.
Exactly.
The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even
The creator of this
fair
game wants
to our
these people in
developers
their game.
and to
I need
not
to read that
moderate them
whoa.
for the behavior of their users.
How is this a crazy math problem? This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people.
Alex Newton needs to sort out the Meep City horse pies. They are just disgusting. But isn't it better that the disgusting people and when parties are not in the rest of the game? Keeps them excluded. I mean, that's what I said. That's what I said. It is better that they are not in the main area. But, again, anyone can join these parties. It's kind of like, anyone can join these parties. Anyone can just accept you as well. If you're making a party for kids, and you suspect someone trying to join is a kid, and you want to do explicit content with kids, you know full well that you're going to accept the person. And usually it's the female avatars as well.
People in their game. How is this even controversial?
How is this even like?
The developer is
How is
giving.
this even controversial? Like, come on, bruh. I mean, I said the same exact thing, but there's a difference. I'm not the creator of the game. I'm not someone who owns a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I'm not someone who's earning money right now from this stuff. I'm just simply a boy who's trying to tell you what I think. And I think, yes, it is better that they're in private areas. But it's not good that it's happening on Roblox of all games. And you get multi-billion-dollar corporations saying the exact same thing as me. And people who have millions saying the exact same thing as me. Yeah, it can sound very bad, depending on who you hear it from. If you hear it from me, you're going to be like, oh, he's just a boy spreading opinions. If you hear it from the owners of these things, it's like, hold on a minute. They're the smart ones here, not the guy who said the same exact thing, who's a teenager. They're grown adults just saying that this is allowed. How have I got more common sense as well? Because I said that I didn't mind parties because they kept everything in a private area. But I still said it was bad that it happened on Roblox.
Rules to the player to make this inappropriate content. And
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
the problem with Roblox. Roblox turns a blind eye unless the developers are blatantly making not safe for work games. And even then, it is still
like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're a developer and you make a safe for work game, but then like promote the idea of platform that you can do not safe for work in stuff in it, Roblox is going to turn a blind eye because their thing is, well, it's our platform, so it's not our fault. Ban the game, ban the person who made the game, ban everything about it.
on the line if Roblox will take action. Roblox might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate, and even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action. Roblox might have just went.
That's some Malibu stuff. I'm telling you, bro. It's Malibu. Do you think this went live on TV? Do you think this went live on TV?
Back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex.
Yeah, that's the thing. As soon as all this came out about Meep City, deleted. Everything was gone.
Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this. But either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games that Roblox is doubling down on are folding. So that's why it's really important to keep speaking up about this.
Yeah.
Then we saw something change.
I do want to get to the point about Malaboomer though. Does he cover Malaboomer in this video? And how it does affect his revenue that he was banned probably towards the end?
What we saw is that some of these groups...
Hold on, guys. Guys, I just dropped my phone. Guys. Still good.
Started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain like what that...
Bro, I'm talking, bro. Bro, literally cannot be talking. What is going on, bro?
That means they would go and create accounts on Roblox, claiming to be
showboating for the crowd, and they're loving
he's
it.
talking about
Win coral coins for free and choose rewards.
Play
Coral's free reward shaker to win bigger guaranteed football rewards and offers. Coral, we're here for it.
Claiming
he's talking about the vigilantes. He's gonna say next, claiming to be little girls, little boys. That's getting taken out of context, isn't it? Please don't take me out of context. I have a few fans who would do that. No names mentioned. And then I also have a hater who would do that. No names mentioned. I call him Post.
To be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating the same talking point, that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child.
That's the thing though. That's the thing. In order to catch these people, you kind of have to do that.
Here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset with the same talking point.
That wouldn't even be a crime. If the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't be a crime. So, that's why you have to pretend to be a kid.
That I'm impersonating.
Often between the age of 5 to 16. It's usually what most pedos go for. I know some of the older ones will tend to prefer teenagers. You know, like 13 to 16. Some of the older ones will prefer older kids. Well, some of the younger ones, they're going to go for the younger kids because obviously that's even more illegal for them than it would be to go for an older kid. I'm not saying it's not illegal. I'm saying that if you're a 20-year-old hooking up with someone who's like 16, 17, it's nowhere near as bad as if you're a 20-year-old hooking up with a 5-year-old.
And pretending to be a...
Most of the perverts on Roblox are young, so they end up pretending to be younger kids.
Child. Here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a crime. You guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it was...
You seem to be more upset that Schelp is pretending to be a child. The predators actually grooming the decoys. And not only that, predators actually would have groomed actual children before. Not just decoys, actual kids. People as young as some of the people I know. Look, I'm also a kid. Look, I'm 15, nearly 16. I know a few 5-year-olds, because sometimes I basically have to babysit them for my friends or something, or they might be like, relatives of my friends. I know a few younger kids, and then my brother, he's a young kid, isn't he? I'm so glad I managed to say that. Because I've just avoided my own pedo allegations, haven't I?
Wasn't our decoys?
But yeah, I know what 5-year-olds are like. They don't care who they're talking to. I literally have to tell them, do you know that person? If not, please don't talk to them ever again. Hello, zombie. We are just watching the documentary made by Schelp and Chris Henson. I just thought I'd watch this. I've already gotten 7 minutes in. Trust me, to make 7 minutes of content an hour and 2 minutes long, almost 3.
It would be a real person.
That's the thing, bro. Roblox goes on about Schelp trying to impersonate children. If Schelp was acting like an adult, it wouldn't even be illegal, so he wouldn't have a case. There would be no crime committed. And it's not like he can get actual children to send him the information, because then he might get accused of talking to minors and stuff like that. And if you get accused of talking to minors, you end up maybe becoming a pedo in the eyes of many.
It's also worth noting that
which is kind of why you have to be careful about what you reveal on YouTube. Straight up, because there are so many people who will say, oh, you talk to someone younger than you, that's a crime. Even if you were like friends with like their brother or their sister who was the same age as you. That's why I don't release a lot of
FBI,
things.
ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics. Would Roblox be willing?
That is actually true. That is actually true. Actual law firms use those same exact tactics. Even in my country, the UK, we do the exact same thing. We don't have the FBI and all that stuff, or the CIA. But we do have more formal sounding names, like the Predator Sector or something like that, whatever it's called. Which basically do this exact same thing as what Schelp did. Schelp was basically just being a police officer when the police couldn't cope. And that's the things I think. If you're gonna go through with it and you're gonna use the police and you're gonna tell the police about this stuff, go ahead, pretend to be a child so you can catch a predator. If you're just gonna beat them to the pulp afterwards like an actual vigilante would do, you can actually leave, please. Stop trying to beat up it, then you make a crime.
Children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child.
Yeah. Impersonation has a totally different meaning to what we are actually doing. What Schelp is actually doing. Schelp isn't impersonating, he's pretending. There's a difference. When you pretend to be something, it means that it might not be a real thing. When you impersonate something, it has to be a real thing. He is pretending to be just some random kid. There is even named Lily. That's the only identity this kid has, because this kid is made up. They don't even have a government ID
From
yet.
the very beginning,
they're not
we
even
never
real.
use real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and
you don't send pictures of real children. You may even make a hyper-realistic AI model. Think about that for a moment. You may just use a hyper-realistic AI photo at this point, because that's basically what Schelp was doing as they asked for pictures. They would never use a real kid. Even if you did just randomly find a picture of a real kid on the internet, I don't recommend you use it to catch a pedo, because then that kid might get put at risk. You don't want to do that. Just download an AI app, use an AI tool, which can make hyper-realistic kids. Which, now that I said that sounds weird, but don't take it out of context. I mean, like, make photos, hyper-realistic photos of kids that you can then send to the princes. They're not real kids, of course.
we create totally new identities where every single photo that's sent is of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is flat out.
That's the thing. Like I said, I would go the route where I would make, where I'd use AI to make a hyper-realistic photo of a kid. Because AI is good enough to do that type of stuff now. it used to not be good at doing this type of stuff, but now it can make hyper-realistic photos of any kid. Even not real kids, which is a good thing for this situation.
A lie what they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
Bro. I didn't even get to this part because I wasn't bothered to watch an hour of corporate billionaires who were blinded by their billions talking jack shit. So I didn't even get to see this part.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were, move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on.
So it's a book. Whoa.
Customers most loved.
Whoa.
Simulate.
I just paused it, please. But here's what I think, right? The fact that David Baszucki cut him off already, it makes me respect David Baszucki a little bit more because David Baszucki was... I feel like David Baszucki does kind of care. Here's what I'm getting at is, I know I like to expose like David Baszucki a lot, and I even thought of like starting a whole series called To Catch a Billionaire, which is obviously a parody of To Catch a Predator, where I would expose billionaires, and I was thinking of making David Baszucki in the first episode. I haven't gone about doing that yet. But here's one thing. David Baszucki isn't actually that bad. Now, I'm not defending David, but David seems like the less brain-dead one out of the three here. Like, the woman now, Lisa, or whatever she was called, she hasn't even spoken yet. See where we're going this with? She hasn't even spoken. He's been doing all the talking. David's just sat there looking horrified, so now he's finally spoken up. It's all a mess. The Roblox bosses are going to fall out eventually. I can see that happening. I can see David Baszucki saying that he's firing these two, or at least Matt. You know, the safety officer.
Is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you?
That's the most emotion she's shown. That's the most emotion she's shown. A simple nod. Why is she there?
To kind of...
David totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate
to the point where David actually had to cut it off. David was actually a G for cutting that off because, oh boy, if he had not, we would have sat here for another hour just listening to this guy waffle and go on and on and on and yap about safety that he doesn't even give a shit about. Thank you, David.
Kaufman, because it's not simulation.
Yeah.
These are predators thinking that they're talking to someone that is real, and they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my
that's just insane. Like, imagine having them feelings towards children. Imagine wanting to do that to a simple child who's innocent. It's why a lot of women come onto the apps these days and go, I hate men. Because most of these people are men. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of female predators, but most of them are men. It's really sad.
This shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem.
Because they're a corporate billion-dollar company ran by people who are corporate billionaires who have been blinded by wealth.
They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out. But it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation. I also want to say how they totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators.
Here's the thing. Because if they were the first one to engage, that would also be considered entrapment. It's like this: if they start talking sexually to them, it's entrapment. If they go up to them first, it's entrapment. If they even interact with them at all before these guys interact with them, it's entrapment. So you gotta do the opposite way around. You gotta get these guys to interact with them. Bro, Twitch.
They always
get your bot sorted out, Twitch, please.
Contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms.
See, here's the thing which I don't get. Roblox works with Discord. They work with like WhatsApp. They work with Facebook. They work with these other platforms who have these other apps that they are that Schelp's using to get these to talk to these guys. Like, there's literally advertisements where Roblox is advertising Discord on their own flipping game. And Roblox is even allowing you to put Discord links and YouTube links and all these other links. So you're telling me that Roblox doesn't really seem to care until someone actually guides them off the platform. And also, David Bazuki's just like, he's still, and so is the other guy. This guy at the top, Matt Coffin, he's just such a yapper. He's literally the voice of the company when David Bazuki's quiet.
That don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then
this company never really has one voice, because for all the positive stuff it's David, but then for all the negative stuff it's Matt. This company doesn't have one voice. That's the problem. There are two people in this, co-owning this. It's literally what's going on here. I don't care about this girl over here. By the looks of it, she don't do anything. It's these two who I'm worried about. They are the ones co-owning this platform. If we're not gonna fire David, at least fire Matt, please. David, fire Matt! You literally had to stop him about 5 times already.
We're using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and
that would be entrapment. I don't think what you're getting from this. That would be a crime. The police would also arrest them in the process if they were doing that. In fact, the police would probably let the predator go, as in assurance that Schelp had entrapped the predator to try and frame them. That doesn't work.
Only after would they let Roblox know.
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest.
Yeah, that's the thing. The police would... He wouldn't have been the one helping the police to arrest them. He would have been the one helping the police arrest himself.
Ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics.
Yeah, that's he presents himself as a kid who doesn't know about the birds and the bees and all that. And then the predator starts talking about this stuff first.
Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox.
If Roblox... That's what I need. Crimes like this, not Roblox's problem, it's the law's problem. Once you've given it all to the police, you give it to Roblox. And that's the way it should go. Police, Roblox, Discord. Actually, no, because half of these companies... Actually, no. I think Roblox might be the third step in this, actually. Because even though you met them on Roblox, they did most of the talking on Discord. So police, Discord, then Roblox. So as a matter of fact, Roblox doesn't really get. Roblox shouldn't even be getting involved in this. That's down to Discord and the police, because that's when, even though Roblox is where the conversation starts up, the conversation gets real good on Discord. So it starts with the police, it goes to Discord, and then it goes to Roblox. Because Roblox doesn't even have, like, they don't even talk about the explicit content on Roblox. They talk about that stuff on Discord. So Roblox isn't even second in this, it's third. It may even be fourth. There may even be a step that I'm missing. There may even be a step that I am missing, bro. Because I feel like it should be reported to his team before Discord, right? Wait, hold on a minute. Now, I think his team should get it after Roblox.
For the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that the police need to prosecute. The fact that these predators are on the platform to begin with shows that their safety systems have failed.
Yeah, they have failed. I'm still waiting for Chris Henson because, like, come on, bruh. It's 10 minutes in. I'm streaming for an hour and 18 minutes. Or it's 19 minutes.
Roblox did their job. There wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms. But those platforms are linked directly on Roblox.
That's the thing. That's what I was stating before. They work with Discord. They work with Reddit. They work with YouTube. You can link this stuff on your groups. I call them groups, not communities, because communities sound too corporate, just like connections. Why do they think Roblox? Why does Roblox think that everyone on Roblox is a business owner? It just sounds too corporate. I mean, I am a business owner, but Roblox, I don't really have much of a business on Roblox. Most of my business is on YouTube.
His own site.
On
Roblox
my own platform, PF Plus.
Is actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform.
Yeah,
anyone can make an account 13+ and see social media links on Roblox. And unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows.
That's what I get onto. People have been, like, taken away from their families and homes, and even killed because of Roblox. That's why I've just started to hate this game recently, because back when I first joined in 2019, you didn't see this. Well, you did, but you didn't see it as often, and you certainly didn't see abducting as the years went on. Yeah,
and when they say I'm creating these situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation of our policies about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior.
That's the thing, though. This is not Roblox's problem. Like I literally just sedated Mr. Matt Corset. Mr. Corset. Like I just stated, Mr. Corset. Roblox is third in the line of the people you should be reporting to. Just because the conversation spikes on Roblox doesn't mean it stays in Roblox. And like you just said, they direct users off platform. Which isn't exactly true, the users direct them off platform. But either way, it should start off with them reporting to the police. Then the platform that the conversation was getting heightened on, and then Roblox. Roblox doesn't come in till last. Roblox is the last corporation to get this. Roblox is the last corporation to get the reports. I'm just gonna say, all these are is the thing. Like all these things, like Here's the thing, why are we reporting it to Roblox, by the way? Because Roblox are calling people vigilantes, mean taking the law into their own hands. Isn't Roblox saying you should give us the information, basically them taking the law into their own hands? Conspiracy theory, bruh.
To come and tell us so we could take action.
That just sounded so okay then. That just sounded okay. We need you to come and tell us so we can take action.
In Matt Coffin's own words.
Matt Coffin's own words.
I mean, it's a chemistry joke. I tell you it, but I don't think I'd get a reaction.
Josh, swing your axe. We're in the middle of a quest. Come on. Josh, you realise that we're getting back.
I hate these ads. What is going on? Why are they
about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crime. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting.
Law enforcement professionals are meant to deal with the crimes, so he should not be criticizing us and everyone who's been catching pedos on this website for going to the police and saying, look, here's all the information we have about these people. Take it and arrest them.
These things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops.
Yeah, exactly. We end up doing. In fact, I reported more stuff about Roblox to Roblox than I have to the police, which I've literally just said half this stuff should be reported to the police. The adopt me situation. How has that not been reported to the police yet? No. I mean, the Meat C situation. How has that not been reported to the police? To put it simply, nobody knows how they would be able to report it to the police. Because everybody who's been reporting this to Roblox knows for a fact that the person who owns this game is probably a millionaire, if not a billionaire. So, work that one out. How do you report someone who's potentially a billionaire to the police and expect the police to do anything? Because the police don't do anything against rich people. It's just how it is.
They have
the police don't care about the rich people. They cared about these pedos enough because they weren't rich.
First chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs.
Like, here's the thing. When you have, like Keir Starmer and Donald Trump, hypocritical president and prime minister right there, your hypocritical world leaders running countries, taking all our freedom, it's kind of harder to report this stuff to the police. So how are we supposed to report this stuff to Roblox if it's already hard enough to report it to the police? Who are the people who we should be reporting this to?
And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action until after we released videos that got millions of views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox in general is a policy violation? Yeah. If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these...
If you were assaulted on Roblox and you went to the police, Roblox basically just say you violated the community by waiting to tell us. That's literally taking the law into your own hands. And you're not even doing anything about it.
Group.
Yeah, Roblox works with law enforcement and all that. Take all that bullcrap, shove it up your ass. All the people who have had a fun experience while playing Roblox, probably because they've not even bumped into this stuff yet, because I have been actually finding it harder to find this content. Because once you've been on the platform for long enough, and you played other games for long enough, it just stops recommending you the games that are not that appropriate, and just starts to recommend you games more based on what you search up for. Still, it's kind of weird. I've seen some weird games, but you just know one thing. I used to see a lot weirder games back in the day. But nowadays, I don't really see that much because Roblox makes it harder as long when you've been on the platform for a while to even like do anything. You had to actually search up the games.
Started off in a really good place, and they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox even went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators. Think about that.
Similar to actual predators. They often impersonate minors, actively approach other users, then try to lead them to other platforms to have sexually explicit conversations, which is against our terms of use. Fuck Matt Coffin, bruh.
They're implying I am preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Baszucki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs, because I didn't ever want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to...
Now she speaks. Now she speaks. And I honestly wish she stays silent because her voice is horrible.
Dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of
the female American accent, it hurts.
Those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly, were harmed in that process.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught. I sent a message in the chat, and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I asked him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asked for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete.
Yeah, exactly.
On Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
Throughout that entire process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real harm was Roblox letting...
Here's the thing. He came up to Bro and asked Bro for Discord.
This game exists on their platform for years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently, it vanished the moment they showcased this predator catch. Notice as well how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What? Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate items to people. Roblox...
Hot white gum. That looks like something else. Blue weepy tears. That also... Hold up.
From people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations.
Games for children.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What? Roblox's own algorithm recommends inappropriate...
Yeah, as you can see here, blue weepy tears, they can probably, they probably are part of the feature where you can, move stuff around. You can make some stings with them.
Items to people. Roblox actively hosts not safe for work games.
The pot white gun is on the crotch. The pot white gum is on the crotch area as well, right? When you wear it.
For children, Roblox themselves in this interview
even stated a few games.
Customers most loved.
Games for children. Roblox themselves in this interview doubled down on one of the most infamous instances of inappropriate behavior that they've allowed for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence,
can you shut up, you potato-looking ass?
Was really difficult to verify. Really difficult for us. And if law enforcement had to verify it, then they're talking about subpoenas, and so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how the evidence that I was sending you guys was hard to...
Here's the thing. The reason it's hard to verify. Yeah. The reason it's hard to verify is because they don't look at it themselves. They get a robot to do it.
I send you guys screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile. And a lot of the stuff that happens is happening directly within Roblox. Like for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii. And he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said, I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born. So I decided to take a seat with Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
Here we go. Here's the legend.
I'm Chris Hansen. I'm co-founder and correspondent reporter for the True Blue Streaming Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative reporting.
Sorry about that, guys.
Our takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online, and we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
Well, we couldn't do it without using decoy accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group for justice do that work, and now, and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who is seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Let's worry about that, number one, and then you can have a conversation with young Schlep. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get out in front of this.
That's literally what everyone's saying. If they were the CEO, they would make you a security ambassador. That would probably make you take over the job.
Fantastic promotional move. I'm a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. Why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's
what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve, and you have to keep on top of this technology, and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint. I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these states is, like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you've said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile of somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist, a young guy working on these stories, and to Roblox to take action as a corporate citizen.
I thought it was kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox, because anything that creates awareness and a dialogue is important. And
well, that's again, guys.
Win Coral coins for free and choose rewards you actually want. Coral, we're here for it.
You need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first line of defense. Great what you're doing, make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have applications on social media saying you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other. It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida. And so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there. And we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there. And it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim.
I want to say that this stuff doesn't happen in Britain, but it does. It happens all the time.
And, you know, all of a sudden, all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida, because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed...
Polk County, as you know, is where
a guy who possessed CP.
Sheriff Grady Judd is. They're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We go to work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart. And this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think is incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is one of the most incredible things someone can do. Take a negative and turn it into a positive.
I'm kicking around doing this.
I did that. The ban of my first channel was devastating for me. But I took that negative and I turned it into a positive. I came back on YouTube. Leader XP bar was made. That was the positive about that. Leader XP bar wouldn't exist, and never would all the modern Playlando cinematic universes. We would still be stuck on the Playland verse. Didn't really have very much to deal with.
For years now. It's really cool because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very crazy when you start looking into this stuff. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see. And
well, you know, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 100.
You know, outlets cover it. And
yeah.
Look, we have.
As I said, I was going to make my own series based on that called To Catch a Billionaire, where I looked at the possibilities of like billionaires being like weirdos and bad actors and stuff like that. I think it was a good concept. I mean, the rest of PL Studios was on it, but we haven't actually done anything with that since.
With takedowns. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. You know,
the reason I haven't done anything with To Catch a Billionaire is because there isn't very much information about billionaires. Like, you can't really just contact a billionaire and ask for information or get information. it's a bit harder.
That's the key here, because if you expose these guys and, you know, make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing, like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register.
Exactly, because they basically just say, oh, you play victim. They basically play victim.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox, we give them the emails, we give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube. You know, it makes me concerned because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. When they see something, they're mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good.
So what they've done instead is they've decided to hide the fact that all the children go missing on the platform. In fact, right now, there's probably a child being exploited on Roblox, and they'll probably be missing by tomorrow, which is the sad truth.
And they should be doing that. But why they wouldn't also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done, it's stunning to me that they wouldn't see the opportunity here to be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who, you know, they're making an example of and saying,
oh, for sure,
the rules, banning you. I don't understand that. From a corporate citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox. And I have a feeling that's going to happen. But I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and see predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you got to report this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, you know, if you're in a small town, you go to the police department, say this happened, they say, okay, well, you know, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff.
Yeah, because every department for the police, every police department now has like an online sector in every single country, thanks to the fact that we've evolved on the internet. The internet is a big place and it has been getting bigger for a long time. But thanks to the advancements in technology, as well as the internet becoming a useful tool, it's been kind of easy to make an online department in smaller towns. Which is why every single town has their own online department.
They are very willing to take these cases on.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hansen featured.
Oh my god. Whatever.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hansen featured on this channel.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation.
So this isn't the documentary. I thought this was the documentary. Because it said featuring Chris Hansen, but I mean, it makes sense as to why this might not be the documentary. I mean, who posts a full-on documentary to YouTube, and why would this documentary be so short?
Everything that we've learned so far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
You have to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just...
Yeah, you keep the players safe, but there'd be less of them on the platform. And you would also be seen as a corporation who houses a load of predators as well. Actively saying, look, we got predators.
Let them do what they want to do.
Exactly. So then you get more money, even though there are more predators. But at the same time, because you're not actively doing anything about the predators, it makes it look like there's not as many predators, because it just does okay, guys. I bet before this you never thought about Roblox having any predators.
And then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
And also so will the people, because most people probably didn't even see this. until the schelp situation happened.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024. Yeah. Roblox actively forces victims of the platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're
literally arbitration. Never heard of it, but it sounds like something like really bad. You know what's funny, right? One time, I was in an Uber taxi with my family, and the driver started harassing my mum and all that. He ended up getting my mum's Uber account banned. The next day, my mum's Uber account is unbanned, and she's now getting discounts. So that's how much Uber goes against this stuff. Like, and also Lyft's another one. It's very similar to Uber. It's that time record. It literally is.
Doing it is even more outrageous.
Yeah.
Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate?
They literally have assemblies about this in school. Me personally, I've never had an assembly about Roblox specifically, but I have had an assembly about online safety. And Roblox has been mentioned a few times.
Appropriate in the game. Or someone has said...
Why is... That's concerning how many people have put their hands up, because this stuff should not be happening. That many children should not be putting their hands up.
I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen? Okay.
I mean, I've also had it happen. But the fact that there was that many other people who had that same problem as me.
I've seen a lot of corruption in big tech, but I've never seen a company harm this many young people at the scale Roblox has. They can say whatever they want about safety or try to discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just about moderation. The rot goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and defending predatory...
That's the horror. That's the part about David Baszucki which makes it all fall down. Because you just want to say that, oh yeah, David Baszucki stopped the other guy and he's a G and all that, but he's not. He was the one who stated himself, let's add dating to a kids game.
Games like
kids game. We should not be adding dating to a kids game, guys.
Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening, talk about it. Make sure your friends...
It's made for the investors, not for the people.
Parents, journalists, and lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him he won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the alarm for over a year as a whistleblower, and Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress, under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is choosing profits over safety.
Safety always comes first, guys. Just so you know that, safety comes first, not profits. Would you rather be homeless but safe, or rich but in danger? Because I don't know about you, but I'd rather be homeless but safe. Even though that's not really a possibility in realistic terms, because being homeless but safe just doesn't make any sense, because being homeless means you don't have a house and you don't have a roof to live under. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but still. That is the end of this video. So yeah, I just want to say, Tomorrow's probably gonna be my last Roblox stream ever until they change the management of Roblox. Because tomorrow I'm planning to do a stream where I stream all the big updates. Because I feel like it's a nice last Roblox stream. It's just sad. Anyway, I will see you later. Alright, guys. I know how Schelp just ended his video off with some fan art. May as well end my stream up with some fan art. Thank you, Zombie, for giving it. This cheers me up, bro. I could just look at this and get cheered up. Thank you so much. Bye!